Me no like talk, me like cut. Today on In the Wood Yard, we've got a delivery. It is a spectacular day once again here in the wood yard. It's about 43 degrees and sunny in the middle of winter. Now for you guys it's January, for me it's the very end of December, and I've got a delivery to do for a brand new customer, and I'm going to talk about doing the right thing. So here's what happened. I had a customer, this brand new one, got a hold of me through the ad that I have on Facebook Marketplace. And in the ad, it says, dry, ready to burn firewood delivery within 10 miles, free. And then the price and all different kinds of wood and stuff. So my ad's pretty basic, but it works. It works really good. And this person just inherited a house from her grandma. It's a young couple. I've never met them. I don't know how old they are, but my guess is they're in their 20s. They've never owned a house before. They've only rented. And they inherited this house from their grandma, and she has a fireplace. And when she first contacted me, she emailed us and said, hey, I need some wood. It's for a fireplace. It's a new to us house. We've never burned wood before. We need help. If I was a dishonest person, I would say, oh yes, you need oak or you need hard maple, and here's what you have to have, and you have to get a full cord. This is what most people burn, because she said, I don't know what kind to get. I don't know how much I need. I don't know what to do. I'm new to this. And so I said, I think we should talk. That was my message back. I think we should talk. There's a lot of options. And then she texted back and said, that's a good idea. So then yesterday she called me and said, I'm so-and-so. Here's my questions. This is a brand new house to us. My grandma owned it and I inherited it. It's got a high efficiency insert fireplace. And we want to have fires. Number one, just to enjoy it. Number two, to help heat that room. It's an older house, she said, but it is a new insert in there. And we don't know what to do. We've never burned before. We never had a fireplace before. I said, well, that's good that you told me that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some recommendations. I said, first off, you don't have to have any specific kind of wood other than maybe you're going to want to burn hardwood. She says, yeah, I was told that I should ask for hardwood. I said, well, I've got lots of that. I said, are you looking for any kind in particular? And she said, no, just whatever burns good. I said, well, I've got that. So I told her, I said, you've got a lot of options. I said, I've got hard maple, I've got oak, I've got beech, I've got soft maple, I've got elm, I've got ash, I've got cherry, I've got a little bit of everything. She said, well, what would you recommend? I said, well, first off, if it's for an insert for a fireplace, you're probably burning for enjoyment and a little bit extra heat. So I said, you don't necessarily have to have the best wood, because it's not like you're heating the whole house. She said, no, we just want to have a nice fire. I said, well, what I would recommend is just mixed hardwood. It's going to have a little bit of everything in it. And I said, how big is your insert? I asked her. I said, is it 20 inches? Is it 19? Because I know a lot of the inserts are narrow. She says, I'm not sure. All I know is it's not very big. I said, well, then you probably don't want any great big wood. And she said, no, I don't think so. I said, well, because there are people that heat with wood and they want bigger chunks. And for what you're going to do, you're probably going to want more flame. So I would recommend smaller pieces, which is what a lot of people that I sell to buy. And she said, that sounds good. And I said, as far as quantity, I said, are you planning on having fires like a lot? She said, I don't know. We just moved into the house like a month ago. And we're not sure, because we had one fire so far. We bought some gas station wood, she called it. And she said, it was okay, but we want to have more fires. And she said, I know that if I buy a bunch of wood, we can have more fires. And she said, we would like to do that, especially on weekends and evenings. I said, well, this is my recommendation. I said, most people I sell to, on average, will buy 2/3 to a full cord, which is 3/3, or just a full cord, or 3 face cords, however you like to say it. That's what they buy in a year. People that just burn for fun. But I wouldn't recommend buying all that at once. And she said, why not? I said, because you've never done this before. I said, you don't know how many fires you're going to have or how much you're going to go through. I have some people that will buy 1/3 of a cord. And I said, basically, it's what fits in the bed of a pickup truck. It's what fills a rack that's 8 feet wide, 4 feet high, stacked. It's a roll of wood. And some people, that lasts them a whole year. And I said, until you know, you probably shouldn't buy more than you need. I said, start with that and then see how it goes. And it can always bring you more. And if you decide you want 2/3 the next time or a full cord, I can bring that. And she said, that makes sense. Let's do that. So what I'm doing is not overselling. I'm not pushing anything on anybody. I'm building up their trust. I'm helping them get what they want. I'm educating them to what is necessary and not necessary. So you're doing the legwork ahead of time so that down the road, they're going to trust you, because you have to earn that. It doesn't just come. You have to earn it. So I'm going to do what I have to do. 1/3 of a cord delivered. Now, she texted me last night and said, hey, I'm not going to be home. I have to work tomorrow. What do we do? Because we had arranged that I was going to deliver it now. I don't know, it's like 11 o'clock right now. I said I'd deliver it, before noon, around noon. And she said, I have to go to work. I said, well, there's a couple options. I said, number one option you can do is I can deliver it at the end of the day if you want to wait till I'm there. I said, but what a lot of people do is they tell me where they want the wood, what kind of wood they want. They tell me their address, and then they just take an envelope and they put it under a doormat or tape it on the side door or put it underneath a plant or something like that. However you want to do it, you can just leave me the money. And when I get there, you just tell me where you want it. I'll put it there. And then when you get home, you can take care of it and you don't even have to be there. And what I'll do then is when I deliver it, I'll take a picture so you know it's there. And that's what I always do. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's unusual for a new customer that they trust you just to leave money. And I could just go get the money and just drive away. But I don't want to be that guy, because I want repeat business. I want to sell them wood over and over and over and over every year. So that's why I want to do the right thing. And it did take me, quite a few messages back and forth and a phone call where I talked with her for 10 minutes. But that's the stuff you got to do. You can't just be a low service business. It doesn't matter what you do. People want to be taken care of, and they want to know that they got the right person taking care of them. They want to be able to trust people, and that's how you're going to get referrals also. So do the right thing, do your legwork ahead of time, communicate back and forth a whole bunch, make sure you're doing the right thing, and you're going to have a customer for a very long time. So that's what's happening today. Right now, I got the truck backed up. We're going to load up some wood. So there's the wood. It's unloaded, and they wanted it on the right side of the garage. That's the right side of the garage. My money was over there by the planter. Got it in my pocket. I just grabbed the money, put it in my pocket so I don't forget. And I unloaded the wood. It takes about 5 minutes. It's off to the side, so this way they can still get in the garage. I could have thrown it right here because she said in front of the garage on the right-hand side. I put it over here so they can still pull in because they have 2 vehicles. And then I'm also going to be leaving a couple of business cards. I usually leave those up on the stack so they can see them, so I'm going to be doing that. And I'm going to take a picture of this now, and I'll be sending this to her with a picture of the house in the background so they can see that it was delivered and all that kind of stuff. Even though they've got a camera up there, they're probably watching me right now. So there you go. So I'm going to put this, my card is in there. Hopefully they can see that. Let's stick it right in here like this. There we go. That way they can see it. And we're ready to go down the road. So there you go. I did my delivery. It is all done. And I'm back at my business here. I got some work to do today. I've got one other thing I want to mention today. In the comments, probably once a week, maybe twice a week, when I do a talking video, some people make a comment that too much talking, not enough action, or I want to see more wood get cut. Well, I can only cut so much wood because I got to deliver wood. I got to sell wood. That's part of it. And I do a video every day. I've done 5.5 years, 2,000 videos. And the information that I give you, the stuff that I share for free, is the most valuable thing I have to offer besides my time, for me anyway. If you listen to what I say and take action on some of these things that I've learned the hard way, I'm going to save you a whole bunch of pain, frustration, time, effort, money, all that good stuff. The gold is in the information. It's the little things that'll bite you, or you can be a big reward. So sorry if all you want to see is wood getting cut. I got to do some other things besides that, because if I just cut wood all the time and didn't sell any, didn't deliver any, didn't do any of this other stuff, it wouldn't be much of a channel. I try to do as much variety as possible, because variety is the spice of life. Variety is the thing that is good for the channel. If I did the same thing all the time, it would get boring very fast for me and for you. And I guarantee you there'd be one person that would be very unhappy about all that, and it'd be me, because I wouldn't be having fun anymore. I like the variety, but that's just me. I like things to be different quite a bit. So if you're the guy or girl that me no like talk, me like cut, sorry. That's all I got for today, folks. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Good night, Irene.